It's an all-new edition of CMSTV, Christian Media Spotlight. Joe Neal here with you, where we get a chance to spotlight some of your favorite personalities in Christian media. And it is the last few weeks of 2017, which means it is our Christmas edition. So naturally, we have a festive guest joining us. I love the wordplay here on the title of this EP. Have yourself a Merry Little Christmas. Please welcome to the show, Mari. How are you?
I'm well, gracias. Thank you for having me.
Well, thanks for joining our show. Tell us about your latest Christmas EP that you're out making the rounds in support of this year, and how much fun was it putting together this EP?
Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas is as fun, spicy, festive, and as gaudy as me, and it was the best project I've done to date. I am just so excited about it. We spent the summer months actually doing it. We were late to the running, but we got it done in time, and we just had a really fun time doing it. I mean, I had the whitest guy with no rhythm dancing. It was just hilarious, and we had the perfect team surrounding, and we made it happen. It's awesome. I hope everyone loves it.
Now, that's one of the things that I always enjoy. What is it like, when it's like maybe 80, 90 degrees outside? What is it like in the summer months just going in there recording a Christmas album of all things? How fun is that?
Oh, it's so fun, especially because I love the heat. I mean, I'm not even trying to be cute right now. My eyes water, and that's why I'm wearing sunglasses, and I'm freezing in New York City. So, I would prefer it to be summer all year, but to be Christmas all year round, too, just because I love Christmas so much. I love the music because it's universal, it's commercial, and everyone can relate.
Now, is that where you're from as well, the New York City area, or is that just kind of where you are currently?
I actually commute. I live between New York City and I live in Franklin, Tennessee as well.
Oh, no kidding. What is it like for those who have never experienced it? What is this time of the year like in New York City? Is it something everybody should experience this time of year?
It definitely is. It's better as a visitor than to actually live here. I mean, this morning getting my daughter even just to school through the snowstorm, I mean, everyone and their mama was so angry just because everyone wants to get first. It's hustle, it's bustle, it's busy, it's crazy, it's loud. There's Latinas everywhere, everyone yelling at each other. It's like a big angry family, but they all love each other at the end of the day anyway. It's crazy.
You guys having a snowstorm out there? How festive is that? Just adding to everything.
Oh, it is. It's awesome. I mean, everyone's always upset and fast-paced, but at the end of the day, New York City is magical. You got to check out all the touristy stuff like Rockefeller Center. You got to see the tree. You got to see the Rockettes. You got to do all that. You got to eat the peanuts and the halal on the side of the street. You got to do it. It's an experience.
There you go. Now, you mentioned commuting from New York and Tennessee and back and forth and the like. How did you get started in the music realm, just doing what you're doing now, and how did you first get involved in doing all this?
Okay, well, I was a worship leader in a church here in Queens, New York for about 12 years, and I decided that it was time to branch out and make my ministry a little bit more broad and reach everyone around the world. And so I literally got on a plane and went to Tennessee, and I went to a couple conferences, and I knew no one, and I did what I do best, and I made friends with everyone, and literally from there it just grew and exploded. And the person that's helped me out the most, Greg Lucid, who's my manager, I literally walked into this room where he was giving a speech, and I turned to the girl next to me and I was like, that's my guy. He didn't know it yet, but literally I'm working with him now, so he is. He's the best.
Apparently you knew it before he did, right?
That's usually how it works, even with my husband.
Now, what is it like on that front, too, especially not only this time of the year, but all year round? What is it just like having just the support of, you mentioned your daughter and your husband, just having your family on board, just on support of what you're doing? What's it like having them by your side as you're doing your thing?
Oh, it's everything. It's what motivates you and keeps you going, because honestly, like without family, I mean, literally just Latinos by blood, we're all about family. Like literally, even during like the holidays or not a holiday, you're going to have 75 Mexicans in your house, and it's always a huge party. So like just having my husband and daughter with me, that support is amazing. They've actually been traveling back and forth with me a little bit more as well, or doing concerts and shows or just promo stuff. But I honestly couldn't do it without them and their support, because it's not really for everyone. And that's why some people just kind of give up, because they're like, I need to go home and be a housewife. But my husband understands that this is my ministry and career, and he's always encouraging me to keep going.
Now, the several Latino coworkers that I know that are up here that I work with, they are very big into family. They have the whole big family atmosphere as well, but they also love to cook and bring in food constantly. Do you all love to cook out there as well?
Oh my goodness, yes. I mean, obviously, I am fun sized, and everyone in my family is. And it's all about food. We've been a little bit more conscious lately just because for health reasons, but anything is food. It's like you have a comida para esto. You always got to bring something to someone. They don't even care if it's just a piece of pan or, you got to bring some tortillas to make some, tacos, just anything possible. Like everything, life revolves around food, especially being in the city too, on top of it, which is all food and then fast food and everyone. It's like, we complain about the rats on the subway, but we're like rats. Everyone's hustling and bustling looking for the next place to eat. It's crazy.
Oh, man. Especially in New York City this time of the year. I can just imagine how difficult it is to get through the holiday season without indulging in something.
Because there's everything, especially like we go to Queens and stuff because, you got the Colombian bakeries, you got the Dominican mofongos, you got Puerto Rican food on every corner. Like, I mean, it's ridiculous. You can't help it. And then everything that we have is rich and saturated and to the T, like flavor, like it's like a party in your mouth, like a piñata exploded. So you can't help it. It's pretty ridiculous, man.
That is awesome. Maury is joining us for our Christmas time edition here of CMS TV. Now, have yourself a Maury little Christmas. Is it some spin on some classics, some originals? Tell us about this release and what songs our viewers and listeners might find on there.
Oh my goodness, yes. So it actually was supposed to be a full album with also originals, but we wanted to make sure that we got quality and not quantity out, so we put it down to an EP. And so we took some of the awesome classics, but we put obviously My Sabor, my flavor and twist on it. And we have like an EDM version of Feliz Navidad. We have Mary Did You Know, but all in Spanish, Maria Sabias Que. And
Right.
Carol of the Bells, Oh Christmas Tree. It's just really fun. It's got my culture. It's got the Latin roots, the percussion, the dance, but then we still kept the beauty of the tradition of the music as well.
Now, you mentioned it's one of the funnest projects you've worked on to date. Does that mean maybe next season we might see a more broader, full-length one coming down the road? Was it that kind of fun?
Absolutely. And I always say that, but it's just because every time I end up doing something, it ends up being so fun and awesome. And I'm like, man, how am I going to top this? But the people that I work with are so crazy that we do top it. So it's awesome.
Maury is with us here in our Christmas time edition of CMS TV. That means we need to bring you a Christmas rendition of our fun fast facts, saving a chance we get to find out a little bit more of your favorite personalities in Christian media. Question number one. Now, you mentioned your time in New York City. What's one or two favorite hangouts or sightseeing places they must visit while in the city?
Okay, well, I mean, you're going to do the touristy thing. You got to go to Times Square, 42nd Street, and you got to walk. Well, you can't really walk. You almost have to like crawl and push everyone possible because it is like a cattle call. There are a million people. There's every shape and size. There's the 900-pound guy with the fanny pack and the little Chinese lady just trying to squeeze through in the corner. There's anybody and everybody. It's the United Nations, so you have to check it out. You got to people watch. You got to try all the food. You got to look at all the billboards. You got to see all the different TV shows, all the side street performers. It's awesome.
Now
and on the way, you got to take the subway in too. Don't be afraid. Don't be taking the taxi. It's going to take you 7 hours longer than it would just to figure out the subway. And underneath in the subways, there's also now a Krispy Kreme Penn Station. So stop there. It's pretty awesome. Yep. And also, let's see what else you got to do. You got to do stuff that's not as touristy. Hit the barrio. Go to the side streets. Go check out go buy a faux Chanel bag on Canal Street. Do other touristy fun stuff as well.
There's lots of fun places to check out all in and around New York City. Now, you mentioned crawl a minute ago. Have you ever been in and around New York City when the madness of New Year's Eve hits?
Oh yeah, and that's why last year I actually spent in my house with my husband on my knees praying instead. Because, I mean, it's all fun to be with a million people and all that, but that experience is one time only, just to say you did it. It's loud, it's freezing, it's late, you're tired, you're hungry, my eyelashes were like on my mustache. Or later on the night they had slid so much, my wig had like split off. I was so tired. I looked like the walk of shame by the time I walked through the doors after New Year's Eve in the city. It was ridiculous.
At least you could say now, you've been there, done that, got the t-shirt that says you survived it. So there you go.
Oh, yeah.
Favorite Christmas tradition that you have, that you celebrate with your family every year? You have any favorite Christmas traditions?
I know. You know what's funny is people always ask that, but we're so different and unique. We like to make a new tradition every year. There are some that we do keep, like we always have to do a piñata, but that's not just at Christmas. It's for every party. I just did my EP release party and made all the white Nashville people do a piñata. so that's one of them. But like we like to do something different each year. We haven't decided what we're doing this year, but we end up every year doing like a secret Santa and everything. But it's so funny because everyone gets the same gift. So if there's a chaleco, which is like a coat from like Macy's on sale, everyone's going to get that, open up the present, and everyone's going to have the same chaleco, but in a different color. So stuff like that. We're really ridiculous.
Do you have a particular favorite Christmas song that you enjoy this time of year? You may have performed a few on your Christmas EP, but do you have an all-time favorite or favorites?
Well, my favorite is actually Mary, Did You Know, which is why I did the Spanish version of it. But Mark Lowry literally killed it. Who would have thought that Mark Lowry was going to make like the best all-time touching Christmas song ever? And then Pentatonics did a version of it that was pretty dope too. So that's why I covered it.
They did indeed. My daughter listens to that one all the time. Pentatonics, yes indeed. They just did
awesome.
Did you happen to catch their television special that aired like a few weeks ago?
I saw a little clip of it, and then I saw like their outfits that they were wearing, which were awesome.
Yes, indeed. If we were to pair into your iPod or CD player, what songs might we find you listening to on the regular?
Oh, I have this is the thing, like, I love anything and everything, so you will find anything from a little bit of country to like Mexican rock. But honestly, because I listen to everything so much and I'm in the mainstream music more so right now, I've been listening to more worship music because I'm like, man, I need to stay. These people are insane. Like, I need to make sure I'm staying in tune with God, remember where I came from. So that's mostly what I have been listening to recently.
And staying with the Christmas theme as we're airing during the Christmas season, of course, a very Merry Christmas to everyone who's watching this. Favorite Christmas movie? Do you have a favorite annual Christmas show or movie that you watch that's one of your favorites?
I will always watch Home Alone 1 and 2, but Elf, I just can't help it. I mean, Will Ferrell is just ridiculous and gaudy and epic, and I want to be him when I grow up. I want to be Elf, and it's my dream. So Elf is on repeat 24/7.
That's okay. You're in New York where Toys R Us is. You can just say you're a Toys R Us kid and you don't want to grow up. So
exactly.
It gives you more reason to watch Elf.
Amazing. Yes, good one.
Favorite personality in the Bible, speaking of which, that you find yourself at times closely relating to? Do you have a person in there that you find yourself relating to at times?
Yes, Esther. She's adopted. I'm adopted. She's royalty. I'm pretty awesome and royal, so we go way back.
It is our fun, fast facts. They've been a chance to get to find out a little bit more about your favorite personalities in Christian entertainment. What is up next for you as we roll into the new year, as we look ahead to 2018? What is next for you project-wise? Do you have some more songwriting, some more new albums coming down the road, some more touring? What's up next for you?
Yeah, I am super excited because I actually spent this past year in the studio grabando my whole disc in English and my whole disc in Spanish that's going to be coming out in 2018. I actually only stopped those just so I could work on the Christmas stuff, but that was my original plan for this year, but we finished it, and now for 2018 they're going out. And because I was held in the lab all this past year, I want to be out. I want to be a gypsy. I want to live out of my suitcases, pack all my wigs, pack all my shoes, pack the uncle, the aunt, the dogs, the postman, everybody, and we are going on tour.
That is awesome. Now, at what point did you realize, you mentioned you were a worship leader, at what point did you realize you were called to do this full-time, just songwriting, performing, music, the whole nine yards? At what point did you realize that this is something that you were called to do?
Well, my heart will always be worship leading, and I'll always go back to that after as well. But knowing that I have such a major platform with fashion and with health, and that, like, you know, I can relate to anyone. I've also gone through everything that I needed to go through that an artist would go through when they go out beforehand to keep them balanced. So I feel like I really am able to minister into that world with the celebs without being lost and all that. So I was like, if I'm that person to be called to do that, then I need to go out and do that. I don't want to be the cheesy Christian and all that. There's ways to do it. You know what I mean? So I want to use my calling for that. And then at the end of the day, I'll go back. I might do a club one night, and then I might be in church on Sunday morning, but my heart's in the right place. So you know what I mean?
I think you nailed it right there, is that your heart's got to be in the right place. I think, you know, we forget at times, especially in this crazy, chaotic world we live in, these call us to be the same in and out of season. And the fact that you're able to do both and to be able to minister and reach people's hearts in so many different places is very wonderful and admirable, because not a lot of people have the ability or the want to, for that matter, to be able to do that, and to do that with excellence and with regularity. And in fact, what advice would you give to those folks who are looking to take their music out on the road, to increase their platform that the Lord has given them, and to have the ability to stay humble, to stay grounded, and to continue seeking after Him? What sort of advice have you learned along the way that you could share with our viewers?
Exactly. I would say, even though the process sucks, enjoy it. I am never going to sugarcoat it and say that it's fun, because it's not. You need to take those crumbs and you need to make the biggest cake. They want to give you nothing, then you take that and you make it everything. You got to do the exact opposite. Stay humble and smile the whole time. And those same people are going to want to be your friends after, but that's when you turn the other cheek, and you just have to walk in love. You're not going to be accepted. Jesus wasn't either. My favorite story, and the Christmas story in the Bible, was there was no room at the inn. He became the savior of the world. The guy that nobody wanted didn't make space for him, and then all of a sudden he's famous and everyone wants to love him and worship him. Hey, you're in good company.
That is a fantastic reminder, not only this time of the year, but all throughout the year. This is a two-part question. What is one of your biggest joys being able to do what you do in your calling? And at the same time, what is one of your biggest challenges that you experience?
My favorite thing about this, and the reason why I'm doing this, is the people. I'm literally the poster child for she can make it, anyone can. So I want to be that person that's like, she had marital problems, she had financial problems, she had health problems, she was abused, she was beaten spiritually, emotionally, physically, has gone through everything, and she's still able to have a platform and be used and seen and use her gifts all over the world. Then I want in. I want to be able to inspire people, so I do it for them. And one of my biggest challenges is just the gatekeepers. People need to be more open-minded. I was finally like, at first I wanted to run. Then I was like, you know what? I'm Latina. Screw this. I'm not going anywhere. You're going to deal with it, and you're going to love me. So, you know what I mean? There you go.
I like that. Now, you know, and that's one of the things I think that a lot of people can take from it. If only people realize that God wants to use their greatest struggles, and He wants to turn them around into something wonderful, and to be able to use that and turn that place of victory to be able to help a brother and sister who are going through the same struggles, and to show them that there is a better way. And so if only people realize that they have their own individual circle of influence, that they can use it for a greater good, if people only realized how uniquely and wonderfully made they are created, and that they can, in their own lives and their own people around them, can be able to use it for just a great influence. I think that's great that you touched on that.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, I'll never be your cookie cutter Christian. I'm the girl that's not just next door, but in the next country over. And you know what? It's okay to be different. It's actually even better. I've been able to touch more people like that.
Mari is with us here on an all-new Christmas edition of CMSTV. She has the EP out, Have Yourself a Mari Little Christmas. I just love the play on words there. I just love, when I first saw that, I was like, yes. I'm kind of a very play on words, as my family would call it, cringy type of guy. So when I saw that wordplay, I loved every second of it. For those who want to find out more about your Christmas release, want to find out more about what you're up to and what you're all about, how might they connect up with you online and get to know more about you and your music?
Yes, please find me at mariburrell.com, and that's MARIB as in boy, URELLE.com. And it's very easy. All social media outlets is at Mari Burrell.
And if you can give any advice beyond the music, this particular, not only for those watching during the holiday season about deepening their relationship, but for those who might be, wanting a particular message to take into the new year, what's that one piece of advice that you would give them about deepening and strengthening their relationship with the Lord as they round out this year and get ready to start a new one?
I would say don't let go of the rope. We talked about crawling earlier. In a fire, you have to stop, drop, or roll. Whatever you have to do to get there to make it to the finish line. I mean, he's listening. The Bible says, try me, try God. Try God this year. You've tried the lottery. You've tried all your favorite drinks, foods, people, relationships. Try him this year, and you're going to see that he's going to do something different, because I'm literally a walking, living miracle because of what God's done in my life.
Amen. Not only does he tell us to finish the race, he tells us to finish it well. And if people just hang on by the hem and the garment, that he's got it. And so hopefully, as people are watching this, hopefully they're capturing and hanging on to those words and hanging on to that hope, and they'll make 2018 a brand new, fresh start for them, whoever needs it this year. Thank you for taking the time to join us here on our Christmas edition of the show. Thank you for blessing us with just a wonderful Christmas EP. Have yourself a merry little Christmas, and much continued success to you as you head towards 2018, and all the blessings to you and your family, personally and professionally. And thank you for just being the light of Christ, and just for being a transparent, real Christian for everyone. I think that needs more of those in this chaotic, crazy world society that we live in. So thank you for everything you're doing in the music scene and beyond.
Oh, thank you so much. God bless you guys. Feliz Navidad a todos.
Feliz Navidad, and Merry Christmas to you and your family, and thank you so much for joining us. And thank you, our viewers, for joining us here in an all-new CMS TV. For those that are watching, have a very Merry Christmas and a safe and happy New Year. We are going to leave you now, I believe, as scheduled. We're going to have a performance of a song that we first aired 3 or 4 years ago here on this program. As we close out, though, we'd like to thank you for joining us, and join us again in 2018, where we'll once again have more stories and testimonies with your favorite personalities in Christian media, right here on Christian Music Spotlight. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a safe Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, and we'll see you in 2018.
Hear the church bells ringing in the air, children singing down in the square. Gonna be late, but I don't really care, 'cause the only thing that matters is you, smiling you, perfect you. Merry Christmas, beautiful. The lights are on the tree. Merry Christmas, beautiful. All I want this year is you right here with me. Merry Christmas, beautiful. La 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 la, la 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 la. La 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 la, la 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 la. Such a wonderful time of the year, sipping eggnog, feeling good cheer. But the best part is having you here, 'cause the only thing that matters is you, smiling you, perfect you. Merry Christmas, beautiful. The lights are on the tree. Merry Christmas, beautiful. All I want this year is you right here with me. Merry Christmas, beautiful. This feeling like I'm dreaming. It's a dream come true when I wake up with you. La 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 la, la 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 la. When I wake up with you. La 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 la, la 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 la. Later on we can walk in the cold. You start to shiver, I'll hold you close. Whether sunshine or whether the snow, I can weather any weather with you, smiling you, perfect